As a clarinet student, you're probably going to stumble across a James Rae piece eventually, and Tumbledown Blues is a classic, at least for me, because it was a grade 4 ABRSM exam piece of mine. It's a good little piece. It sounds a little bit like this. So I put in my own embellishments, but it's unfortunately just too hard to resist eventually. This piece is highly educational too, because one, it's jazz, it's a good introductory jazz bluesy piece, has syncopation, and I find that always confuses a few students. But it also has a whole lot of usage of alternative fingering. So we have some alternative Bs and some alternative F sharps. And it's a really good opportunity to demonstrate these in action, trying to get the student used to playing these side keys. Some of them you can't do, you actually do have to flip. And it's, again, a good example of why you can't use the alternative fingering all the time. So let's just try and break this piece down a little bit. Classic James Rae style. Here's a tune, he repeats the tune. So we basically only have, 8 bars of music repeated twice, but one of them's up an octave. And there you go, there's your two 8-bar phrases. So we have a bluesy scale, or bluesy kind of jazzy thing. It doesn't have to be too loud, doesn't have to be too fast. Oh, first opportunity for alternative fingering. So you want to use that banana key. You're going from an A sharp, slash B flat, A sharp, you're playing that banana key. You really want to get used to that fingering. Oh, but then it comes up again, but you can't really do it because it goes to a G and sliding is bad news. So you really just have to, bite the bullet, suck it up, go to the middle key, and hope that your finger coordination is spot on. And then we keep on going. Now, the piece is meant to be mezzo piano, but really, they don't want to micromanage your dynamics here, so it's up to you to create the shape. We can take that 5th bar and we can crescendo. We sneak in, we crescendo the phrase. So we'll work in the air. We're trying to be conversational with it. So that's where we're getting this shape and inflection, is from these ab muscles just heaving air, pushing. All right, and we keep on going. Alternative fingering again. All right, so what do we have here? Alternative F sharp. So we got a thumb, put our 2 bottom side keys down. Great fingering, that one. And I just can't help but put in a little grace note D sharp before that E. It's not written there, but it sounds cool. This section confuses a lot of students because they see a D flat and they instantly play an E flat. They might see a... Nope, that's normally the one that they like to see a note and they think, okay, fancy note, I know an E flat, they'll play the E flat. And then, of course, you think, okay, but D flat, we're going down, but why did the pitch go up? So those are the nice little quiz questions you ask of your student. Has a quaver rest at the beginning? The quaver rest is music too. It's part of the swing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest. If that gets hard, just put a note there. Play another G. And this applies to all sorts of jazzy pieces. If it gets a little bit hard as to how the swing is working, because you've got rests everywhere, just play a note in that rest, and generally it starts to become a little bit more apparent about what's going on. And then so we've got that little cool little conclusion. Notice how I kept that phrase going. I kept the air moving. You don't want to be breathing too often. You want to try and get 4-bar phrases if you can. See, 4-bar phrase. Don't breathe, just keep it moving. Another 4-bar phrase, maybe. Okay, so all in one breath. I might not have given James Rae enough credit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, 12. Okay, 2 12-bar phrases. Or 2 12-bar melodies. So 1 repeated twice up an octave. So to all you composition students out there, here's a giant trick. You get your 12-bar piece, you repeat it again, stick it up an octave, boom, you just double the amount of music you've just written. Give that to your teacher, they'll be impressed, full marks. So what else we got here? We got some syncopation somewhere. I know something confuses some students. The quaver pulse, it's a little bit seductive. If you play enough quavers, you start to quaver everything. So you take that second bar, for example. There might be a temptation to shorten that crotchet. So you want to fill it with music. You want to fill it with some quavers just to make sure you're playing it for its full duration. And remember, ties. Ties, don't let the ties detract from the rhythm. The ties are just telling you, oh, we're holding a note, we're not tonguing the next one. But you want to still think of that second bar as a crotchet, bar, 2 quavers, da, da, and then a minim. Ba, da, da, dum. We stretch out that crotchet into 2 quavers. Then we join all the things back together. Okay, so using your mind, just break it down. We just smooth it out now. But in your head, it's still ba da do ba da. The subdivision of that jazzy swing is still there all the time. Ba ba do ba da, and that'll be a trap. That'll be a rhythmic trap for any student. They'll just probably accidentally race through the crotchets, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to demonstrate anything too wrong. And in terms of embellishments, what am I doing at these high notes? So vibrato, always a hard thing to just do. It's a learned talent, but at its core, you have a reasonably neutral embouchure. You gradually squeeze and you gradually release. So you don't want to be too tight already because you've got nowhere to go except down and then bring it back. But so you normally want to just go just above, a bit loose, come back to it. So here's a G. And then you just change the rate at which you're doing the squeeze. So for the B flat, you might have noticed I did a little kind of rapid one. And some falls. So we've got some little, maybe some slidey fingers or maybe klezmer embouchure. So bit of bends, some little falls of just white notes, so F, E, just go through the clarinet fingering and cool little effects. So as a simple piece, once the students mastered it, there's a good opportunity to say, hey, you know, you could put in some grace notes. Maybe you could do a little fall here. Hey, try to do some vibrato. So once they've mastered Tumbledown Blues, they've done the grade 4 or whatever, and they've ticked it off, hey, you know, you can really ham it up on this one and really go pretty crazy with your blues style.